folks, we are in Vegas. We're going to give you a special 10 or so minutes.
We're going to see how long it goes.
The draft is in T-minus 12 hours, less than that. We have our mock drafts. We're going to kind of talk about the top 15 or so, and then just kind of list it off. We could be here forever talking about 32 prospects. So we're just going to talk about our top 15, and then list off who we got kind of in the rest of the draft. No knock to the guys we're not going to talk about. Your first round picks in our eyes. So we're just going to kind of sit here. We just don't want to waste too much time because, as you can see, we're in beautiful Las Vegas.
It's 40 degrees outside
40
today,
degrees outside. It was 38 last night when we were walking, so it doesn't get cold here.
No.
But yeah, behind us, you got a plane taking off. You might have caught that actually. But yeah, we're gonna kind of keep this short. Give you a little bit of content. There will be some more content kind of as we go throughout the draft. We're gonna catch as much as we can because it's gonna be a spectacle in the Sphere. But I think we can kick it off with our first overall pick.
Yeah, this wasn't exactly This wasn't a whole lot of a debate for this one.
Could be a toss-up depending on who you ask.
Oh yeah, maybe if you're asking people that don't watch hockey, they would know. I have no idea.
But
Celebrini's going first.
Macklin Celebrini is, almost. I think you could put $1 million on it,
and you're maybe making $1 million in one.
You maybe a cent tops. So, pretty confident. Most people are pretty confident Macklin's going to the Sharks. So, he's kind of everything you're looking for in a high-end prospect and a guy you're going to build around for years to come. So that Sharks team's going to be so sick and so scary.
Yeah, they're going to be good next year. And they just traded up too, which we'll talk about.
We'll talk about
that when we get to 11.
Celebrini is a slam dunk. He's, in terms of everybody kind of compares him to Bedard. He's kind of close in that sense. Bedard's another level with how he can shoot. He's got an NHL caliber shot like that, but so does Celebrini. But yeah,
but very similar play styles when you watch them.
Extremely similar, and so the Sharks got a guy, or are about to get a guy.
They're gonna get a guy.
I'm talking like he's
tonight.
On the team. Yeah, tonight Macklin Celebrini will be Shark, hands down, slam dunk. You can count on that. Take it to the bank. So
yeah, and it'll be exciting watching it at the Sphere.
At the Sphere,
we're pretty fired up to go watch it at the Sphere.
Yeah. So if you don't have any plans tonight, go watch the draft because there will be some sick coverage from the draft.
Anyways, number two. Chi-Town.
Chi-City.
Who do you think? Word on the street has been straight up Levshunov.
That's where I went. Michigan State.
Yeah, that's where I went too.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully a future podcast guest.
Hopefully a future
podcast guest.
But yeah, I think you go and play the college game. You got two college boys going early in Celebrini and Levshunov. Yeah, he's just so big. He's massive. And that was kind of the toss-up.
We got to see him yesterday at the NHL Awards, actually.
Yeah, and I think the toss-up there was Demidov or Levshunov. And in my eyes, I think the Hawks already have a pretty deep prospect pool forward-wise. Like Frank Nazar, obviously. You have Bedard. They're pretty young. You get a generational defenseman to lock up the back end for the next 15 years like you had Duncan Keith do it.
Yeah.
That's kind of a guy you lean towards, and I think Levshunov would do that for the Hawks. So that's kind of where my head's at when you look at generational defenseman.
Yeah, the only doubt that slightly creeped into my mind when I was making that list was the Flyer Russian again.
Yeah.
Maybe they see another Panarin come over.
Right.
But maybe they're also salty that Panarin left.
Well, and you probably feel a little bit better as he was playing college hockey. He was already over in North America.
Yeah.
So that's probably why. But yeah, I think you get a generational defenseman in Levshunov, and he develops into being a stud for years.
Yeah.
I think you have to jump on that guy.
Yeah. When I was talking Flyer Russian, I meant Demidov coming over. I thought they might pick Demidov.
Oh, do you have Demidov at
No,
two?
I have Levshunov at two, but that was the one thing I thought they might pick Demidov at two because he's so skilled.
Right, yeah, he's incredible. Unbelievable skill.
But I agree that Levshunov's going to. I think they get that D-man that will help with their core for the next 15 years.
I agree, yeah.
Kind of go from there. Yeah, but I have Demidov at 3.
You did go Demidov at 3?
Yeah, where'd you go 3?
I have the Ducks taking Zeev Boyum.
Ooh, I've seen that more and more the last 2 days that Boyum's going early.
I think Zeev is like. I feel like there's a lot of smoke around Zeev. I think lots of guys want this guy to fall, and I think everybody's kind of making it seem like he's not going to go. But I feel like the Ducks take a guy like him because also Anaheim and San Jose are going to be so skilled for the next. Like California is going to be sick minus the Kings, but they're going to be so good. So I think if you get Zeev running a power play with Leo Carlson, and then Troy Terry will still be there over the next few years. Like they're going to be so good. McTavish will be there still. Zegras is kind of an outcast at this point. It feels like we might see Zegras get traded tonight.
I heard that there was movement on him going to. Where were they thinking?
I heard Philly. I've
heard Philly's name get thrown around a little bit.
I heard Philly a couple times, but yeah, I think Zeev is going to be a guy that you like look at over these two defensemen going back to back. You look at these two; they're going to be, in my eyes, like generational talent defensemen. So this draft class is so stacked with the defenseman position that you could probably have like 4 or 5 generational ones. But I think these two going first is pretty. They're going to be pretty special.
Yeah, I went with Demidov just for the fact that I think he's the third best player in the draft. I agree. Realistically, I don't think Anaheim's going to actually. They might, but I think they should. They might not take him, and I think Demidov might fall because right now his odds are best at 2 and 5.
Yeah,
but I think he's the third best player in the draft, so I have him at 3. Plus, I really think that Columbus would be happy. I have Boyum at 4.
I agree with that. When you look at Demidov, it's either 2 or 5. There's no in between. And
yeah,
I like your thought process when it comes to he's the third best player in the draft. You take the third best player in the draft. That's just how it works. And if the Ducks do that, I don't see it happening, but I agree. Like it would make the most sense. He's so skilled. But
the Ducks could use a young defenseman though, and they have Zell.
Yep.
But their forward core youth is so solid that they really need another D-man, and
they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I was a little hesitant on this one, but I just went with that. I just think Demidov's so good.
He's incredibly skilled.
Yeah,
incredibly skilled.
So I think he deserves to go 3, but we're gonna find out what happens tonight.
We are.
And then I have Boyum at 4 for basically all the reasons you just said.
4? I have Lindstrom going to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I was between Boyum and Lindstrom.
Yep.
Yeah. And the only thing is I have such a strong feeling that Lindstrom's going to be a Canadian.
That's kind of where my head's at too. I was pretty torn between it. I've heard a lot of things about. Obviously, my next pick was Demidov at 5.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of Lindstrom 4 or 5. It's been such a toss up. I think we're gonna see the Jackets take Lindstrom over Demidov. It's obviously a toss up. It's hard not to, but when you see Lindstrom, he's so built.
Yeah,
he's just built. He's a skilled hockey player. He's an engaged.
He might have the highest potential.
He has
this draft.
Yeah,
with how he's built and how he 100%. Can shoot and how he is so naturally gifted that if he can that if he's a bit of a work in progress, but if you can if you work with him and they develop him like they could, he could be one of the best players out of this draft class.
I think it's hard. The only thing when it comes to these teams that might be nervous about him is herniated disc.
Yeah,
that coming out might be a bit of a problem. That's obviously not a great injury to have, especially you look at what his role is as a power forward, but a skilled power forward, as that's kind of becoming what a power forward is now. So he's a big body and he gets stuff done, but yeah, herniated disc is one of those things that you're like,
that could nag for a while.
Nag for a bit, but I think personally it'll be fine. He'll
work through it.
He'll be fine. He's so good. So that is, I think, if the Jackets have anything to worry about, it's literally nothing when it comes to that injury. He'll be all right. So yeah, I think the Jackets take him at 4, and he'll be a piece for the Jackets for a long time, as long as they build and do it correctly. Because that's been a struggle for them for a while.
Yeah, they've been battling with that for a while, but I had almost through the whole top 5, I am a pick off of you.
Yeah,
the whole way, and I have Lindstrom at 5 for almost all, and I just feel like he's going to be a Canadian. And then I think Boyum's at 4, just because that's kind of where he slots in by the time you look at.
Yeah. And then I have Demidov at 5. I think that's probably a reasonable spot for him.
So we got the same 5 in the top 5.
In the top 5.
Just not the same order.
Now, I think we could this is where we differ, I think, once we get to 6.
This is also a crapshoot. 6 through 12.
Yes.
Sorry, let me draw my line. Yeah. I think there's a teardrop at 12. I think the tier falls off at 12, and I think that 6 through 12, no idea. 13 through 32, anybody could go.
Yeah.
Anybody could go. This draft is so consistent in within its tiers. It's so consistent.
It's hard to predict trades, but I feel like once we get to 17, there is going to be a ton of movement with these late picks. But yeah, that was kind of my thought process. Is I'm just going to see what I have laid out here and how the draft order is, and I'm just going to pick whoever kind of suits that role. Team.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's going to be a ton of movement.
Okay. So do you want to go through? Let's go to that tier. Let's go to 12. We'll go all the way to 12, and then we'll rapid fire to 32.
Yeah. Okay.
So
number 6.
I've got Saleyev.
Okay, I went Sam Dickinson to Utah.
Oh, I don't hate that.
I like Dickinson on the back end to Utah. You got to build up the D-core. Defense wins championships, and you got to bring a guy in like Sam Dickinson who's got a very good floor and a very high ceiling. I think his offensive game it could explode. It's going to be insane.
It can take another step.
And he's so pro ready, I think, in my eyes.
Such a good skater.
He's very steady. He does all the little things right. I mean, as cliche as it is, I think he really does all that stuff right on the back end. And like I said, I think his offensive game can just absolutely take off to the next level.
Yeah. I went a gut feeling, and I went Saleyev just because I haven't really watched Saleyev this year, and Utah is kind of just who knows what's going to happen with them. I'm like,
what Utah's up to.
Just kind of, I think that's going to be a fit. We'll see where it goes. Just because I also a little bit of selfishness. I really want to see Dickinson at 7 to Ottawa. So
that's fair.
I have Dickinson at 7.
I don't mind that,
and I really think that I'd love that as much as they probably need. I don't even know.
They have a lot. I don't know. Chikrin's going to be on the move.
Yeah, I think they'll need him.
You're going to need a defense.
They'll need a D-man coming in, but
I went Tige to the Sens. I did it. I think lots of these teams do the teams want Calgary to have another Iggy? Probably not. But not only that, I think Tige is just actually that good to go. And when you looked at it was just kind of at the start of the year. He's like, oh, he's Jerome's son. He was in the middle, kind of to the late, and you're like, whatever. He's just Jerome Iginla's son. It's just that thing. He's good in the dub, whatever. And then he dominated for the last half of the year, and I think he's more than worthy to be a top 10.
His back half of the year and his international play was unreal this year.
Incredibly good. So
I have him high too. He's in my top 10. Not at 7, but he's in my top 10.
You have him as a Flame.
I do have him as a Flame. Flame.
So yeah, I think he is more than deserving of being a top 10 pick, and I think even top 7. I think the Sens take a shot on a guy like Tige, keep him in Canada, and I think he's going to be.
And you think Tige goes before Catton?
I don't. It's weird. This is weird to me because I keep seeing a lot of things about Catton. This is just what I've seen in the past couple weeks. I don't know. Anyways, we'll get to Berkeley in a little bit, but nonetheless.
No, we're getting to Berkeley right now. I have him at 8.
You do have him at 8?
I have Berkeley at 8.
I have Saleyev at 8 to Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, where do you have Berkeley?
I have Catton to the Flames.
Oh, my God.
Is this selfish of me because, we are there and I want to see Berkeley Catton play as a Flame? Is that selfish?
Maybe. I wouldn't hate that, though. I would love that if Catton came to Calgary.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely interchange it, too, with Tige and Berkeley. Yeah. I think those two could definitely be a swap. I think, honestly, you could kind of go through 6 through 10, and you could go anywhere. In my eyes, maybe 7 through 10. I think
we had 6 through 9 as the exact same 4 picks.
Yeah, I think it is a toss-up. It really is. When you get to 6, you have 4 or 5 guys that are more than deserving of being that 6th pick after the top 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Berkeley Catton is so exceptional as offensively gifted as he is.
And a complete player. He does everything for Spokane.
He's a gamer.
Yeah, is fully. I'm amazed that he's not higher.
I agree.
I don't understand why he's not, but that's where I've seen him on the boards. Like, there has been 4 players who have put up over 50 goals and over 115 points in their draft eligible season in the CHL. Do you know who they were?
Bedard.
Yeah, Bedard was one of them.
Was it Sid?
Sid was one of them.
And the third one was, I don't know, like
Patrick Kane.
Yeah, okay. So
and he's the 4th one. Talk about a list to be on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you kind of watch him play, it feels like there's no flaw. Yeah. It's just like he's out there, and whenever he's out there,
it almost makes him a boring player because of how good he is. Like, he's just so consistent.
He's just perfect.
Yeah.
Teams are probably too worried about how perfect this guy is. They're like, we don't have to work with him.
And an even better human being.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's totally awesome. So we'll stop pumping his tires because we can sit here. He's
gonna have a big enough head getting drafted in the top 10.
We could sit here and pump his tires all day, but yeah, this guy's. I mean, when you watch some of the interviews he did too, he's just very well spoken.
Yeah.
So I think.
Ran into him yesterday. He was taking in the NHL awards too.
Sweet. So, Berkeley, we gotta find you. Come hang out. But no, I think we could see him going anywhere from 4 to 10. Like,
I would love to see him
weird in the top 10.
It is so a weird draft. As soon as one's out of the way, and now it seems like 2, no idea.
Yeah, no idea. Clue.
No, and that's what makes it all like it's gonna be so much fun seeing the pick is in on the big old sphere
because you have we have no clue, and the best part is this can't get spoiled because we're there live. So you look at Twitter, nobody's gonna tweet anything because
we're right there. We're seeing it as it happens.
Yeah, it'll be great. So
okay, I have Cat in 8.
Yeah,
you had Salev 8.
I had Salev 8. I had Cat in 9.
Cat in 9. I have Tej 9. I think he's gonna be a Flame.
Yeah, I like that. I'd like to see Tej.
If he's available there, he's gonna be a Flame. But like you said, he might not be there. Like he might go to Ottawa I've seen people talk about him to Montreal if Lindstrom and Demidov are gone just because they want a forward. They don't want a D-man. So, but let's go to the 3 more picks we'll cover, and then we'll just list them.
Number 10.
I've got Perek.
I was at a toss-up between the 2 defensemen, and I took Carter Yakimchuk.
Oh, I kind of love that.
I think
another hopeful future guest.
Yeah, I think we seen him in the lobby.
We saw him in the lobby, standing at the Mandalay Bay.
Jeez, man, there's people everywhere. But I think, Yak's a top 10 pick in my eyes. And I was at it was a toss-up. It really was between Perek and Yakimchuk. I think the Devils look at a guy like Yakimchuk who's big, who's skilled, literally a 4th forward out there. Same with Perek. I think either way you don't go wrong with whoever you pick, as long as
both have such high offensive ceilings, and I think that's what New Jersey needs is an offensive D-man to run with all those young bucks on the power play.
Because you look at that squad, and there's not one that really fits. I mean, sorry, Luke Hughes, obviously. That's you jumped the gun there. I wasn't thinking about Luke Hughes.
Saw him yesterday at the NHL
Awards. You did see Luke Hughes. Jeez, man, you've seen all of them. I think you look at a guy you get 2 very, very gifted defensemen, and you just run with it.
They're almost able to push each other more the more you get them in a system together, right?
They're going to be good together, very good. And I think, you get Perek there, you get Yakimchuk there together with Hughes, a right-handed defenseman paired with a left-handed defenseman. It don't matter. You're gonna have 2. Either or of them can produce. So
yeah, I think you can't go wrong. And that was kind of who I was between 2 was Perek or Yak.
Yeah,
and I just felt like after the season Perek had that he just had to go in the top 10, which
I agree.
I think Yak's right there too. Like, to me, there's 12 guys that could go in the top 10
easily.
But then who'd you go with? So where'd you put Perek then? I have Yakimchuk to Philly at 12.
We flip-flop then.
And you have him at Philly
I have
to
Perek
12?
to Philly.
Who do you have at 11?
I have Cole Yzerman.
Oh, wow.
I have Yzerman to the Sharks.
Oh, because the Sharks just traded for that pick. I was going to say my list is Buffalo, but that's because I'm using pen and paper.
Yeah,
it's old school.
Oh, you're old school. But you kind of hear the.
Yeah, you know what? I'm changing mine. I agree. I had Hellenius, and I'm changing mine.
I had Hellenius pretty relatively low, but that's nonetheless.
I'm just gonna flip Hellenius and Yzerman on my list.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I think we've heard a lot of talks of Philly wanting Yzerman.
Yeah.
And then you see the Sharks make a late trade. Mike Greer is making moves this summer. He jumps Philly And that kind of screams to me like we're taking your guy. We want your guy. Yeah. So that's kind of where my head's at. And then, I see Zane Parekh being a Philadelphia Flyer.
And, you're right. Before the trade, I thought Buffalo was going to take Hellenius. But post-trade, I think you're right that the Sharks are jumping to get Yzerman, which I think isn't a mistake because he is a naturally gifted goal scorer. But I feel like that's someone you should take later because I think he's more of a project player.
You have to, and that's the problem is they probably wanted to. They were willing to trade up into the late teens with their later pick, and now you hear a lot of rumbling about. So it was like, okay, well, the Sharks can do it. They're still building.
Yeah,
so
they've got the time to do it.
We give up a second. We get 2 top 12 picks. We get our centerpiece guy, and then we get a guy who can go and slot him into the second line, onto the power play, and he's going to score goals. So
yeah,
the Sharks could,
or you slot him in with Celebrini, who's a responsible player, and all of a sudden that line would be a threat scoring-wise.
Constantly.
Yeah.
So, I think I agree with you, though. Yzerman's a project. He does just score. He was, I think, a year ago, he was supposed to be a top 5 pick. And now you just kind of see nothing in his game.
He was top 2. He was the debate of pushing Celebrini at U17s 2 years ago.
Yeah, so he's obviously, like you said, he's a project. His game just didn't really develop into
complete. It didn't become a complete game. He's still a better goal scorer, probably the best goal scorer in this draft, just not as defensively responsible.
Yeah, comparatively to Celebrini, he never really pushed the pace, and that's why you kind of seen him fall. But I still think he's going to be a first-round pick, let alone a top 12 pick. So, I think the Sharks jump Philly, and they want to go get their guy, and I think they're willing to do it with what their situation is. They're obviously at the bottom of the barrel for a reason, and they're in a rebuild stage. And, I think California hockey is going to be a bit of a gauntlet again here.
That's actually the first pick we've agreed on since pick 1.
Yeah, we haven't had one that was the same. That's wild.
No, and then 12, we had Parekh.
I had Parekh.
Or you had Parekh, I had Yak. Yeah, and that concludes our top 12. Do you want to just hammer through this list quick, and then we'll shout out some of the boys? Good luck.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, who's Manny? 13.
Bennett Sinecki.
I have
Beckett. Sorry, I read it wrong.
I have Juracek.
Oh. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I had him slipping, but not for like a skill reason. I just think he falls into the right system.
Falls under the radar, but I think we see Juracek 13 or Juracek, geez.
Yeah.
And you've Sinecki at 13.
Beckett Sinecki.
Okay, so now this is Buffalo has 14 now.
Buffalo, this is Buffalo's pick.
I don't know if I like them picking this, but I had Trevor Connolly.
See, this was selfish of me, but that doesn't matter. Not my thing. But who did I have? I had Liam Greentree at 13.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Buffalo boy.
Yeah. At 14.
14, sorry.
Yeah.
14.
15, I went with Brandon Nygaard.
I want him to fall so bad to the games, but he's not gonna. Consta Hellenius was my Detroit pick.
Oh, yeah. That's where you have him.
Yeah.
I have him. I'm just going to switch with Yzerman just for the ease of my board.
Yeah.
At 17 was where I had Yzerman before. So now I have Hellenius at 17 with Washington.
Okay.
And then my 16 is Sinecki to St. Louis.
I had Sasha Boisvert.
Oh, yeah. He is in my top. He's in my list. I have him going to Montreal at 26.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
But that's the thing. I don't know. 13 to 32
to 32 could be.
I have no idea.
Could be anything.
And then, 17 Hellenius is where I'm going just because I switched him with Yzerman.
I had Brandon Nygaard at 17. He screams Caps to me for some reason.
Just the red. Just all the red he has to wear.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I've got Chernyshov.
Oh, wow.
At 18.
Really?
Yeah.
That high?
I don't know. He was I felt that a Euro needed to go, and I was like, he was the next Euro up on my list.
Yeah, I'd give you a hard. You going?
19. Who do you got?
Juracek to the Golden Knights.
I think Vegas trades this pick.
Probably.
I think Vegas trades him, but I have Solberg going 19, whoever it is.
Oh.
Stian Solberg.
Yeah, I hear his name a lot.
He'll be good. And then I got Michael Hagg at 20.
Ryder Ritchie is going to the Islanders.
Wow. That's high, I think. I'm all over it. Okay, now your Kings.
Trevor Connolly. I want the Kings to get somebody.
I got them they're getting Parasek.
Yeah, they're going to trade
the PG connection. They're getting Parasek.
They're going to trade it. So
they're trading the pick anyways. Doesn't matter.
They're not picking anybody.
I have Greentree at 22 to Nashville.
Henry Muse to Nashville.
Oh, he's not in my first round.
Oh, okay.
No. And then I've got Chuck going 23 to Toronto.
I forgot, and I didn't pick him, but I was going to pick him for Toronto, but I had Cole Baudouin going.
Oh, yeah. I like that pick. He's my Carolina. He screams Carolina to me. Oh, yeah. And then I've got Emil Hemming to the Avalanche at 24.
I had Chernyshov. I don't know how to say his name. He's so extremely. Extremely European.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't mind that. And then I got Luchenko to Boston.
Oh, I had Parasek going to Boston.
Oh, okay.
I had him being not as early as a first rounder as you did. Just a couple picks later.
Just a few. And then I've said my 27. They're 26, 27. I've got Boisvert to Montreal, and then Baudouin to Carolina.
I have EJ Emery and Cole Hudson.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that pick. I think Hudson's a value pick. I think he's going to fall out of the first round, and I don't think he should. I think he's going to be good enough. But I have Emery going to Philly at 32.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Emil Hemming was my 28 pick to Calgary.
I got Kiva Harju.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I liked him. And then I got Julius Mettinen, 29 to Dallas.
Michael Haig.
Oh, yeah. We almost have all the same first rounders.
Same guys.
It's all same guys. We just don't know.
We just don't have
no idea where
they're going.
Celine will the Swede.
Wallenius?
Yeah.
To the Rangers?
Yeah.
Same.
Really?
Oh, good for
us. Second pick we've agreed on today.
Nice.
And then I've got Richie to Anaheim.
Okay.
I think skill guy goes to Anaheim.
Give me Bashaw to Anaheim.
Oh, I love that.
Bash is a late first rounder.
And then I've got Emery to Philly.
I got Brody Zemer to Philly.
Okay. Who?
Yeah. I just feel like there's going to be a wild one up there.
Okay, we're seeing
I seen his name. I'm like, perfect.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Those are our boards. Yeah. I mean, we're on the road, so we'll see how well this graphic looks in the middle. But
it could get ugly.
We'll give it our best run, and then we'd like to wish good luck to all the boys that we've had on.
Yeah.
That are going into the draft. We had to make sure we remembered them all.
We got the list right. Let's start from the bottom. Caleb was the first one. Caleb, do you want to come say a couple words while we're here?
You want to say hi?
What do you want me to say?
Just say hi, that we're having a good time in Vegas.
We're having a great time in Vegas. I just came back from the pool.
No special meetings, no workout?
No, not today.
We're going to the aquarium after this, right?
We're going to the aquarium.
Go check out some sharks. Anyways, first ever guest, so shout out to him. Yeah. His name's going to get called, I think, later tonight. So we just didn't have you on your list.
Probably pretty early tonight.
We're going to be out of there pretty quick. So, number 2, our next one was Chuck, so Charlie Alec.
Yeah, Charlie Alec is the next draft eligible. So good luck to him. I got him going 23.
I didn't throw him in there because I'm just the worst ever. But I think he will go in the first round.
Yeah.
Who is up next?
I'm just going through my list.
I think it was
Bashaw and Lindstrom are the next two.
Bashaw. Caden Lindstrom's going to go top 5. And
yeah.
I have Bashaw going in the first round, but either are 2.
I have Bashaw right outside the first
2
round.
Extremely skilled players that are both playing for Medicine Hat. So shout out to those guys.
Yeah, best of luck to them tonight.
Big night for these guys.
Cats.
We're going to get them. we pumped his tires for like 5 minutes
already. we already really pumped his tires.
So he's going to go top 8. So shout out to him. He's incredibly good.
And then we got Ollie and Wetch.
Yeah. 2 boys that are probably, I think, second or third round picks, it sounds like.
Guys that just work their nuts off. And
2 just workhorses. So.
They're
shout
out
to all the boys that we had on. We do appreciate
Gardner.
Gardner's going to be
goodness. You would have forgot.
I've seen Gardner just climbing hay.
Yeah.
I keep seeing him. He's like top, 7 now, North American goalie? Or just goalie?
Is it just total goalies?
He might be. He's up there.
I think he was top 6 North American goalies. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. Not bad. Pretty good for him. He's going to go pretty high. He's a good goalie.
Okay. Was there anybody we're missing? I don't think so.
We're going to forget someone and we're going to feel really bad about it after.
There's no way. Hold on. Let's go through this. Caleb. Raj.
Oh my God. We're going through all. I think we got him.
You know Raj Chuck. Cubby.
Yeah. I don't know what I'll say.
Juice.
I think that's all
I
the
think
guys
we nailed it.
that are this year first year eligible.
First year eligible. I think we
Okay.
got our guys.
We should be good then.
Anyways,
That wraps
shout
it
out
up.
to all the guys. Hopefully we catch you guys around. But yeah, that's gonna be it. We'll have some more draft coverage when we're in the sphere, literally in it.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. But this video, I think this was way
This
longer.
was way longer
Way
than we had
longer
planned
than
for
I
it to
thought
be.
we were gonna do. So, but anyways, yeah, this is only going on YouTube. So shout out you YouTube folks, because we're gonna put a cool graphic in, and you can't see graphics when you're listening to stuff. That just doesn't work. So, but yeah, we will keep you fine folks updated. And thank you for watching.